Hello. Now, I'm just gonna say, before you click off, if you ever do click on this, this is just a part 0 of a recount that I'm doing for Murder Drones. Just to clarify stuff, you don't have to watch this. This would just be me going into detail on what I'm gonna change about the whole crime counts. It's gonna mention this. I have just stuff list. I have part 1, which I'm technically doing right now, just random stuff. 2, pardons. 3, sin and the absolute solver. 4, the murder drones. 5, just how everything's gonna work. 6, the sources. 7, the paper. And 8, really anything else I can think of. So, yeah. For number 1, this is gonna be, I don't know when I'm gonna start working on it. I'm going to just work. I'm gonna do whatever. I've been holding it off for some strange reason. Don't know why. It just feels like an ultimatum, you know? So, yeah. Nothing, and I don't think there's anything else. Hold on, let me think. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to probably pause a couple times to truly think of anything else before I move on to the next section. Before that, I'm going to tell you something. I got a Simplesh. Oh my god. I got a Simplesh. Got the Simplesh. And it's the real one, too. It's the real one. Yippee. One thing I did not realize about Sin's character is that she has these tentacle arms, like, actually on her at all times. Never knew that. So, oof. Head's, like, a lot bigger and hard than I thought it would be. Just gonna put her off to the side and we use her probably in a couple minutes. Probably actually pretty recently, because the next part is gonna be about pardons. Now, what do I mean? Well, I actually talked about the pardons in the absolute solver and Murder Drones as a separate thing on the live stream with Megaruch. If you want a lot of detail on that, if you want a lot of detail on those 3, go watch the live stream. It's probably going to be me rambling on whatever. But if you actually want to see all the things we considered, really go ahead and watch that. But, yeah. This is not going to be final. I'm also going to actually tell you that right now. But it is going to be definitely a help in the right direction. Anyways, let's actually get to pardons. There are going to be 2 different types of pardons that can be used. One, canonical pardons, meaning actual in-universe pardons. Like, for example, this is the only one I could actually think of. Henry Stickmin got 2 pardons in his universe. Well, he got a pardon from the government because he helped the government, like, stop Top Hats, and that happened, so he's pardoned from all his crimes that he's committed previously. And then he broke it. Twice. But anyways, yeah, that is a canonical pardon. The other one is you just give a pardon based on, and I'm just going to straight up say I'm not going to do that unless something in the show, like a canonical crime happens in the show that's just totally unreasonable or something. I don't know. But, like, those joke ones, yeah, there was one crime count, I believe. It was just some okay crimes, but then it kind of just, yeah. Kind of just fell off the rails. Anyways, yeah. Now we get to the actual canonical pardons. Now I was thinking, who can get to the pardons? Well, 2 companies I believe that important to the Murder Drone franchise would give pardons. JC Jensen and the WDF, the Worker Drone Defense Force. Let's do JC Jensen first because they're pretty easy. Who would give a pardon? First, from JC Jensen, who would give a pardon? Well, you got the higher-ups, but I don't think Tessa would be able to. She is a certified technician, so I do not think she will be able to do anything. So let's think. Our higher-ups, would they care? No, they do not care about any of the drones. Just from the list that I remember, the only person Tessa's, yeah, so the only one that they probably even know about is Sin. And by golly, why would you give this thing a pardon? Just look at it. Like, she's literally wearing human skin. literally human skin, human clothes, human hair, well, straight from the body, and just, do you trust this? So, obviously, they're not going to give pardons to anybody. Now, the WDF force. This is where there's a potential. Now, like I said, pardons are actually, I haven't said this before, sorry. The reason why I'm talking about pardons now is I want to give the legitimacy of pardons. So, the WDF force, who would give it? Khan, I would probably say, is the one reasonable, and maybe others, but really, I've seen there's no real government in that community. So, really, the highest is the WDF. Oh. Who would he give a pardon? Well, again, some crimes might change in some perspectives, whatever. But from the original, there are only going to be two people. I was thinking, okay, no, not the murder drones, not blah, 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 blah. The only two people from the community that, like, anybody would even probably give a pardon is Uzi and Brad. Now, again, I might have gotten the name wrong, but if you want to know who Brad is, give me a second. Hello. Okay, so yeah, this is, I don't know why I act like an intro, but yeah, here is what I'm talking about. And how did you aim in the exact same spot, like, sometimes?
Cheat?
Right there. Did you see that? This guy shot this guy, and he died. Now, obviously, manslaughter. I'm just gonna, that's what I called it last time. I'm gonna presume it's gonna be the same. But anyways, I'm not gonna worry about that now. What I'm saying is that he's definitely gonna be charged with something here. Now, the other one is Uzi. Khan cannot give a pardon to Uzi just because of the family relation and his own relation, so it has to be somebody else from the WDF force. Sadly, I actually don't think they're going to give a pardon to anybody. If they legitimately care about drone deaths, well, they might give Uzi. No, yes, they're both confusing. I'm gonna say Uzi no, just because of all, like, she could have avoided all this, to be honest, but I don't know. Whatever it is, it hasn't happened canonically, so it's just not going to be worried about. So, that is it. Now, moving on to number 3. Sorry if this is going to be too long. Anyways, moving on to number 3, Sin and Absolute Solver. Now, I haven't watched any theory videos. I probably should if I really want to deep dive. If you really want to know, truly, please go watch the others. I'll probably watch it at some point to give a true definitive answer. But from what I've gathered for listening to like a minute or two, this is what I've seen. No matter what, no matter how you look at it, no matter what evidence you have, the Absolute Solver and Sin are different beings. They're different things. And this is the evidence right here. This is the drone file in episode 5, right? Pay attention. Look at what this armband says. Sin. C-Y-N. I'll watch you a couple seconds later. There's like some writing out here that did like writing it all out. But this is the Absolute Solver. I see you're blah 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 blah. Sad. See you're special. Blah blah blah. Self blah 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 blah. I see we could blah blah edit for you. I will not discard you. Absolute Solver access probably. Absolute system whatever. Access. Yes or no? I see you will. So the Absolute Solver talked to Sin. Absolute Solver and Sin are different things. So that means, so I'm gonna have to separate. Yes. I'm going to have to separate every single one. I'm going to actually get to that when the crimes happen for those characters. But what I'm going to say is they are different. And I'm going to tell you. Like I said, from what I've gathered, the Absolute Solver is the one. If it does not involve Sin directly, it's basically done by Absolute Solver. What do you mean that this is the only one the Absolute Solver is done by itself? The Absolute Solver needs permission. I'm actually sorry. This is all a theory. There's no true answer, but it is probably the best thing I'm going to go with. That's actually something else to talk about. I will probably talk about it actually after this theory. Anyways, Sin needs, the Absolute Solver needs something to help it. Needs it to push it along to actually let it do it. And Sin does it. Sin gives it to it. Gives it. Yeah, what have you say it. So they work together. So for some, Sin is the accomplice to the Absolute Solver. For the majority, Sin is the actual one that's doing the crimes, and the Absolute Solver really has nothing to do with it. Technically, I don't know the Absolute Solver's intentions. One thing is, who is this? This is Sin. I'm gonna actually, hold on, give me a minute. Sorry. I only paused for like 20 seconds. Sin, we don't truly know what Sin is, who is. But anyways, I'm just gonna resume this. That is Sin. So, for example, the Sin here in episode 5 is all Sin. In episode 2, that is the Absolute Solver, because it's both. Because the ours is probably thinking of it as the Absolute Solver and Sin. Episode 4's Solver Uzi is, guessed it, Solver, but it's because of Sin. And then everything else is just Sin. So, really, this is, other than this one, the Absolute Solver is just an accomplice. So then, I guess, part 3.5, theories. Theories are, oh shoot, I forgot. I didn't show you guys this. Oh, my bad. How have I'm literally, I showed you 2 clips that you have not even known. My bad. Oh, let me just do that right now. Okay. So anyways, basically, theories are gonna be a little complicated. Let me just show you. Sorry. See, that says Sin. Then that message right there. And then episode 4.
Where is that?
Right there. Sorry. Anyways, theories. I'm gonna go with the one that actually makes the most sense. It's not gonna be like, okay, this is a way, gets a crime, I'm gonna do it like that. No. What's gonna happen is, if I need to know the answer to a theory to accurately depict crime, I'm either gonna put it as a to be determined, or I'm gonna give my best guess. Like, for example, the Sin inside and the Absolute Solver is basically just a big theory, but it's just so big in general that it has to just be its own category. And that's the theory that I'm going to go with, because it's just that makes the most sense. So whenever a theory is plain, I would just give you what I think about it. Anyways, numero 4. The murder drones. Now, I haven't seen anybody, and I mean anybody, talk about this. The biggest crime is seen. I want to show you. I've been waiting to tell you guys for so long. The murder drones do not have any death sentences. Yes, you heard me right. The murder drones do not have any death sentences. Let me explain. It's pretty sad, though. What? Look at this. Look at this. Think about it. Okay. Merchants come down, whatever. They have X's. I want you to think. Oh, pause at the right time. Okay, I think that's J right there. Anyways. Look at that. Would N do that? Would the oh so nice innocent boy do what we just saw? Oh no. Sin would know that. So then, why did he do this? Well, simple. It's not them. This is a problem with robotics. And actually, again, is probably another thing I do need to talk about. Mind control is different. Whenever somebody controls a robot, they're literally being controlled. They have no force. They cannot do anything. That means, are they excused from these crimes? Yes. The X on their faces, most of the time, I'm going to take it as that they have no control on their oil needs. But again, it could just be, you know, them just being murder crazy. Anyways, but yes, this right here is an audit. Also, a big problem. Memories. Sin either held back the memories of the past, and in episode 5 actually tried to delete all those memories. So all they remember is being a murder machine and this random girl somehow confusing them, you know, do all that, and then maybe killing Uzi. They are different drones depending on what they know. So after episode 5, V and N are fully responsible for any crimes they commit, no matter what. They also don't commit any crimes in the past. So this is it. Do I separate the characters? Because I know you guys want to see the crimes they count in episode 1. That is the big portion. If I don't, it's really only going to mention J.C. Jensen's crimes of probably breaking the OSHA violations, which I will actually dive into that. Again, sorry if I'm talking too long, but again, this is just voicing everything. So, the fact is, yeah, I think J's the easiest. Okay, N's probably the easiest one. Okay, by crime, what do I mean by control? Do they have to know literally their past life? Well, the thing is, there are 3 categories that I have separated. One is their true past selves. Their true selves from when, well, technically, not their true selves, but I'm not even going to talk about that because we don't even see anything. Anyways, their true selves is between when Tessa obviously rescued them to when they got killed by Sin. Then their murderous selves is between, actually, yeah, there's 4 actually. Their murder selves is between when they landed on, when they were created, to when each of them has their own ending point when they, it's like, oh, maybe we actually shouldn't murder. And then their okay state is between that moment all the way till the end of episode 5. And then to episode 5 and onward, everyone has their own memories of the past. Except for Jay, she just has that earlier. So she only actually has 3 stages of her. So there's 4 different stages. Who would I count for what? Because there is 3 different people. Well, 4 technically. How do I do it? If I do it by the original, none of the crimes, except for after episode 5, would count for anyone, except for Jay, which would be after episode 3, which she would actually have a death sentence because of working for Sin. so never mind. But anyways, do you get to see my problem? So this is what I'm going to do. For some crimes, I'm going to see if they're controlled or not. I'm just going to have to do it individually. And yeah, again, sorry for talking too much. Very funny enough, there's some things, like in the very beginning, that I did, but I don't think I actually wrote. I think in episode 3 I forgot to write down a crime or something. Or actually wrote down an extra crime. It's like, oh, that's a crime, but I didn't write it on paper. Anyways, one of the things is I actually put controlled over the Murdrone characters. I knew from the absolute very beginning that these were not the characters. These were not truly themselves. Even with just episode 6, yes. I only had episodes 1 through 6 information, which is definitely enough to say, hey, that's definitely not them. So, yeah. Goodbye. You're not, yeah, you don't commit these crimes. You're controlled. And I did it just for the kill a lot in the Dead Work Zone Spiral. So, the question is, again, answer, I'm going to look when it happens. When they commit the crime, I'm going to see their liability. And yes, without a doubt, all crimes after episode 5, canonically, like canonical episode 5, like, well, okay. The actual episode 5 of the series is finished. They're sane. They just know. They have their own points. But yeah. I'm still gonna keep track of the crimes. They just like go to somebody else. Not to them. Oh yeah, one more thing. I am gonna probably say, even though they are different, they do know the difference between right and wrong at the point. So whenever they become their okay selves, that's when they're gonna be charged with all the crimes. So the only thing is that crazy point, and I think they all have different points. I don't know. Again, I'm gonna go through it when I can. This was probably a long part, but whatever. Okay, now I get to talk about how this actually will work. I've said this in a couple videos, but I'm going to say this again. I'm probably going to have a couple different formats. One is a plain and simple crime counts. You're not going to see a lot of explanation. There's going to be some, like, yes, I'm going to have to explain. But all that, that's not going to be the first video. I'm going to do what I usually do. Then, there's going to be 2 videos in the description that are also going to be uploaded. Probably, there's going to be uploaded a little after. One is going to be the plain old normal crime count. No explanation, well, a few explanations, but it's just straight up crime count. The other is the explanation to everything, where I get it, and really just an in-depth of like what I actually did. Sorry. Anyways. Oh shoot. How it works. Oh, sorry guys, hold up. Yeah, sorry. And it's basically just gonna be those regular old videos you just see. With my twists. I guess, yeah, that's really it for the how it works section. Then the sources. The sources are going to be mentioned in the description of the videos. Just say, hey, if you're ever wondering, this is where I got my information from. I'm going to get it from website instead of just a random Google session. I'm still going to be using Copilot, but I am going to still have to find out where we got the information from. Hopefully I don't get banned again. So yeah, I might be using Wikipedia, I don't know. And lastly, paper. Now, why is that important? Well, it's how I figure out the crime. Instead of just writing down what I think are crimes, I'm going to write down I'm going to have timestamp, I'm going to have the same order. I'm going to write down every single thing that could possibly be a crime. And after I think about it, I say, okay, is that a crime or is that not? Then with the ones that are crimes, I'm going to circle them. And then that's what I'm going to do in the videos and stuff. And then I'm going to add it, totals and all that. One more thing before I get to the last part. Editing, I guess this is part whatever. Editing is going to be an issue. I have barely, and I mean barely, any space left on my computer, my laptop. So I actually don't know if I can do any text editing. So in fact, you might not even be able to. I might just have to do it somehow in a different way. But whatever. That's it. Then everything else. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun experience. I'm gonna give you guys updates over community posts. There are gonna be polls. Before I fully settle on something, I am gonna ask you guys. Hopefully, so many answers. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully, this series doesn't get like 10 views. Bye.